Hi, I'm Jeremy Cowen, and I'm guessing you're here because you chose to do the CMP portion of the final project. Congratulations, this can be a lot of fun. Now, do understand that you can go back and you can do the broadcast journalism one instead if you'd like, and that's totally okay. However, I warn you, you're not going to be able to escape looking at this shameful-looking mug for 5 minutes because I did the video for that one too. But if you choose to stay with CMP one, that's great because honestly, this can be a lot of fun, especially if you for those who are creative and imaginative. So what we're going to do here, the first thing I would do after you watch this video is to refamiliarize yourself with the VOSOT assignment, because what you handed in for the VOSOT assignment is exactly what you're going to hand in here. You're going to hand in a script, 2 columns, the script on the right side, the camera actions on the left side. The only difference is you're going to get your own interviews, and it's going to be longer, much longer. It's VOSOT on steroids. So it's really good to go back and re-look at that assignment, look at those podcasts and stuff done on Canvas for that assignment, read that part of the book. Second thing is the most important thing, finding a topic to do. Now, I know in the assignment it says it can be a mini doc, it can be a training video, it can be anything like that. And I know you're probably either thinking, A, that sounds boring, or 2, or B, that makes no sense to me. I've given my students a lot of leeway on this because I find it really goes through the imagination if they do like these training videos and stuff. Instead of just doing a boring workplace training video or how-to video or documentary, I let them kind of like run their imaginations wild, as long as it's a real thing. I had one student who did her video script on how to play Quidditch, that made-up game in Harry Potter novels. There's like a Quidditch society on campus at OU, and she went and interviewed the people that played Quidditch, the club presidents and all that stuff, and ended up with a great little script, very imaginative and put together, exactly what I was looking for the assignment. I had another student that decided he wanted to do it on how to create the perfect ambush, and it was one of those first-person shooter war-playing games, Halo or Call of Duty or one of the others. But anyway, he wanted to do how to do an ambush on that. So what he did is he went and interviewed like some of the highest ranked players in the game, some of the ones that were more famous for doing ambushes and stuff in the game, and then he did a how-to script, training mini doc, however you wanted to describe it, on how to do this ambush and it would be, its audience would be the gamers for that game. People who play that game would want to watch this video if it was ended up being made at the script. So let your imaginations run wild. You can even be a little bit more boring, if you want to say that. I also had another student who did a training video for her workplace that she was working at part-time in college. She interviewed her boss, her fellow employees, etc., etc. And I think they even took the script and made a training video for it for new employees. So it actually worked out pretty well. But so your imagination is out there, can run wild with it. Just make sure you pick a topic that's realistic. Don't just make up something. Don't make up a training video for a company that doesn't exist. You want to have to actually interview people. If you make up for a made-up company or a made-up something, you got to have real experts. And also, like my guy that did the ambush video, he didn't just go get his other friends to play Call of Duty. He literally went online and found these people. And guy was in California, another one somewhere else. That everybody on the game knows. Like, oh boy, look at his stats. Someone that when you interview them and you put them on the screen, that the people in that whatever your topic you're writing or you're doing the story about will know that's an expert. Okay, so. When you're writing this script and stuff, how can you make it interesting? Because that's important. You need to make it interesting. And here's kind of a hint to do it. Try to focus in on a person or on a specific person. It personalizes the story for the viewer. It makes it more easily digestible. Like the guy who did the ambush video, he found some guy out in California that was everybody knew in the game as one of the great greatest people ever to create ambushes on the game. And he interviewed him, and he really built his story around it. So starting a story out like, there are 33 ambush spots, and, don't bore. He started his story off, and this isn't actually how he started off. It's kind of rambling off the top of my head. But what he did is like, there was a group of, and it showed like, he was like saying it shows the video game, group of 5 friends wandering blithely through the forest, but they're already dead and they don't know it. That's because they're about 2 seconds from stepping into an ambush set by the legendary blah blah blah, whatever his name is, John Doe. And then he cut to an interview with John Doe, and then it cut back and he started talking about ambushes in general, because the story's not about John Doe. It's about ambushes in general, but it set a tone for the whole thing. And so it was very creative, very inventive, but you can see it's good to focus in on something like that. So once you get all your interviews and you're ready to start writing, really, again, I said this before, I can't emphasize it enough, really review the VOSOT assignment, because it's the same format. The running time for this assignment is 2.5, 3 minutes long, which is much longer than the VOSOT assignment, so you're going to have way more voiceovers and SOTs, sound on tapes, than you would normally. And also remember, don't bore people with the same shot. That's one of the things you got to keep it. I tell my students, you got to keep it interesting. Make people where they want to watch it. Don't just have somebody on screen talking at you for a minute and a half, like this video, which you're ready to turn off right now because of that. You don't want that. You want cuts, you want voiceovers, you want action on the screen. Keep things moving. Don't have the same shot. Also, Mike, being the CMP portion, unlike the broadcast journalism, you probably won't have a reporter standing up that you keep cutting back and to from. In this, when you're doing a mini doc, you probably have an off-screen narrator, so almost everything will be a voiceover or a SOT. There won't be anything that isn't a voiceover or a SOT. I guess you could have an on-screen narrator, but a lot of these type of videos don't. Anyway, so just remember to keep some cuts in it, keep it interesting, and be creative finding an idea and stuff. Make sure you run it by your instructor first. Make sure they're okay with it, and they'll give you some hints on people to interview and stuff. If you have any questions for me, you're welcome to email me, jeremy.r.cowen-1@ou.edu, or if you want to do it a lot simpler, my work email address is jeremy@oba.com. Happy to help you out with anything you need, and shoot me a line. Otherwise, good luck and have fun doing this. Take care.